What's up, y'all? Good Monday. Good to see y'all. Listen, y'all. If y'all don't know, this is TFG Tonight, and I'm your host, Mr. Haynes. And this is the best morning show that you can watch at night. Y'all listen, that's Devin, that's Lee, and that's Kenny.
I'm trying to be nice.
Black said we got two Americans.
Say to my brother Black, man, I think you could be a preacher. I ain't never heard somebody that use a curse word and then read a scripture right after.
So let me state for the record, I am a misogynist. You know,
yeah.
Pull out your card, Doc. He's
and I'm a chauvinist as well. Anybody who knows me knows that.
That's right. That
Now I can go back to minding my own business. Either that boy is Benjamin Button or somebody lying.
And listen, and that boy may be mentally 12, but he's 34.
But you bad boy, you don't do it again.
I'll let Black articulate a little bit better than that.
Nope.
Okay.
Never mind.
It's good for the soul. It's like medicine. Right?
Yeah, for real.
That's all I gotta say. I wish I had one of them applause buttons to, like that.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
We two in a row. Yeah, we in the building. What's up, everybody? I'm excited. It's been 7 days since we seen y'all. Oh man, but everybody's here, and I'm not gonna waste no time because Kenny always got me on that clock. What up?
What up?
What up? Y'all good? Yes, sir. Black, you in a fraternity?
No.
Oh, okay, I just see the colors. I was like,
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, legend. Yeah, I know one of them Jehovah's Witness women got that for you, didn't
Yeah.
I'm starting early. All right. Hey, Devin.
There
Kenny,
you
y'all
go.
all right today? I know.
They're good. How y'all?
Good.
Good.
All right. Well, let's get this thing started. Listen, y'all, if we say something y'all like, it's always scrolling at the bottom. Feel free. Y'all get them preachers that money. Come on. They ain't talking about nothing. They just run us our money. All right. Well, listen, we try, but we can't help it. Ian, and he doing a lot. He doing a whole lot. Oh, there she is. Hey, ma'am. I put the kids to bed.
No, that's
Well,
right.
I'm glad. She said she gonna get to talking today. So let's work.
Right.
So
I heard that. What's up, Brittany?
oh man, what we got? What 20 days in now for him? Almost a little bit less, a little more. He's been doing a lot, y'all. And here's the thing that he's doing. He's caused a lot of trouble, and then he'll take the trouble away. He's really caused a lot. I mean, if kicking up dust and creating a dust storm was a person, it's him. Because he'll go from trying to enact executive orders, and then he'll rescind them. And then he say he's going to do something else, and then they got to wait a few days, and then all of a sudden he's not doing it no more. He's really causing a lot of chaos. So I'm just asking y'all, and I'm going to start with you, Black. How you think these last 3 weeks have been so far?
In my opinion, smart and strategic.
In
my personal opinion, he's satisfying his base.
Okay.
Because he ran on the platform. He's going to make all these things happen day one, blah, blah, blah. We know that's a lie, but he's living up to that 2025 mantra initiative. He's satisfying, for the most part, his base, but it's also very strategic in the sense that it's a distraction from what's really going on.
That's
not an accident that he surrounded himself with nothing but white male billionaires. And for the first 100 days, all these decisions he get to make, he still can kind of shift them and blame. Well, I got to clean up what this other administration left, this, that, and the other. And it's keeping you from his hand that's really stealing and dipping in places where we don't want to talk about. And lastly, I'm going to say this. We're making the same, when I say we, I mean the country. We're making the same mistake that got him in office in the first place. The one thing that a narcissist loves, they continue to give him attention.
Yes, sir.
The reality is that we're giving millions of dollars in free press to every single thing this man does, even though we know he's a notorious liar. If
Yeah.
he barely signs this, that, and the other. The reality is, I've been saying this from the beginning. Let it all pan out. He's let the 100 days go by, then go back and assess. Okay, now where do we sit? Because now you have to own that administration. But the truth of the matter is, cover the story, watch him for true. But to cover every time he takes a fart, we got to cover it.
Yeah.
You're giving this man undue attention, and that's what he loves, a narcissist. You really want to hurt him, hurt rich people in his case, money, and take away the attention.
Kenny, this is his second time around, and he know what he's doing now. And he's doing it. He is stirring up racism, but we've said it, and we've always said it on this show, and I'm going to say it again. Classism is more dangerous than racism. But racism gets the most attention right now. How you think you're doing?
Now you know how I think he doing. Y'all know how I think he doing.
Yeah, I'm saying as far as like,
do I really have to say
chaos going? I'm just saying as far as like he keeping the he's doing
well.
it.
Yeah, he's definitely doing. Yeah, he's definitely doing that. I would say this. I think he's taking this job like he took his Trump University and his show The Apprentice. Serious. He's doing what he would do on that show and what he did with Trump University. Trump in the ground. He know this is his last going around, and he really just happy now he's not in jail. He just wanted to be elected so he could avoid prison time. So this is right here is like a school project to him and his rich buddies. They really don't care about you. None of you Americans, especially you MAGAs, they don't care about y'all because y'all ain't got no money. So again, I'm unbothered. I'm getting ready to go walk my fish again and fly my cat during this whole 4 years. That's all I'm gonna do.
I didn't know what you meant by that last week, and then until I heard it, I was like, "Oh, he's being facetious." I thought he was talking something. I was like, "What are you talking about?" But all right, sister, I know you don't like it, but what you got to say?
I think he's just annoying, and I think he's appealing to like the dumb people who are the ones who were the most out loud and advocating for him, because nothing about the things that I've heard about him, none of those people can tell me how it's benefited them. Like all this ISIS stuff and all of that, like no one can tell. They can't tell you how they benefit from that. It's not taking away from them or adding anything to their life. I just don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I was just waiting on him. I'm sure. Let's be honest, a lot of his base is the ones that's on food stamps and things like that. And you know what I'm saying? And nobody's asking about why the egg prices still hadn't gone down. Like, I don't understand it. It really doesn't make no sense to me. Y'all know I don't listen to anything he says. Right. I mean, the only time I've even heard him speaking was because he made a dumb statement about the helicopter crash, saying it was DEI's fault. But other than that, I hear nothing that he says.
Yeah. Okay, well, you're right. Well, listen, I was afforded the privilege to be on one of Lee Black's shows, and we talked about this thing right after the election. And so I just want to tell y'all what was said, and I just want y'all to know I'm still feeling the same. We're not surprised, and so here's a little bit of what we said right before he took in office. And so I want y'all to take a look at this, and we'll move on. Lee Black,
take your time, brother.
Yeah. So in this moment, when we talk about perception is reality, here's what we're going to learn this year. Your vote is your perception. That is my perception of you. So if I perceive you to have voted for him, then clearly I'm going to think that you think like him. Right? So again, that's the reality for me. Your vote tells me how you believe. So again, if I think that you did that, or if I see you out here being joyous, you keep that same energy for 4 years. I'm telling you, because here's what you can't do, ladies and gentlemen that didn't want to vote, and you on Social Security or you on Medicaid, you can't ask me to borrow $100 because they done cut it. Because you know why? I'm gonna tell you, you shouldn't have voted for him.
Get it from that convicted felon. Let it.
From that convicted felon. So all I'm telling y'all is this: we're not surprised.
Nope.
And he tried once to take Medicaid from y'all, and there was a lot of shouting. But again, let him get everybody in place. He started in day 3. Wait till year 3. and then we'll see what y'all looking like. Again, I'm telling y'all, just like I don't have a problem with LeBron James. I had a problem with LeBron James supporters because they wanted him to be something that he wasn't yet. And they just always wanted to make something of it. And so I don't have a problem with Donald Trump because you know what? He told us exactly what he's going to do. I have a problem with Donald Trump supporters because y'all going to pretend that y'all don't agree with him when y'all voted for him. So when I know that you voted for him, then I know you feel the same way he do. Regardless, you just like she said, you more broke than he is.
Right.
So again, I ain't got no problem with him, but I got a problem with y'all because y'all feel the same way. Y'all just ain't got enough money to say it. There it is. All right, well, we'll move on. We'll keep talking about him. So,
well, I got a problem with him. I do. Yeah, I just want to make that clear. I do.
Okay, yes, sir. Again, he told us the truth. So again, he told us. So did y'all watch the Grammys?
I did. I said I wasn't going to, but it didn't happen to be anything good on. So me and my sister and my niece, we watched it.
Okay, how'd you enjoy it?
Oh, it was garbage, you know. But we talked about everybody living and dead about
it. Yeah, I mean, I saw the highlights on the news, and for me, it's just like, okay, Beyonce got Cowboy Carter. All right, and what's her name? Doechii? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, why was that important? She won what? I don't
know. New artist.
Yeah, something like that.
New artist. Presented by
Cardi B. She won new artist.
Okay.
Yeah, new artist.
Okay. Yeah. And again, and again, they raise a lot of money for the California victims. That's about all I know.
So, but I do want to highlight one significant thing that happened on the show. You know, that I thought was important. They had I don't know his name, but he was from the Academy, and he came out and he spoke passionately about the new makeup of the Academy and how that a few 5 years ago, when The Weeknd had boycotted the Grammys because there was no diversity, and he really highlighted what has happened since then. And this marked the first time, I think, in like 5 years since The Weeknd had performed. And what he laid out was the makeup has truly changed over the last 5 years. That is far more inclusive when it includes women, the LGBT community. There are far more African Americans, minorities a part of it. I thought that was significant in the face of the DEI initiative that's being enacted by this president. And it spoke volumes to the fact that he stood up and said it out loud. And that, to me, was not a coincidence that Beyonce won. This is the first time she's ever won Album of the Year.
Right.
This only makes 4. I think she's the 3rd woman to do it. And so even you had Taylor Swift out there applauding her, which I thought was, beautiful to see that. But for the first, it shows you when that door of equity is truly being equitable, we are the best. It's not an accident that where the Country Music Awards completely shut her out now, that she won Best Album of the Year and the first woman ever win Country Album of the Year. It spoke volumes.
Interesting. Now, sister, I saw you shake your head. You didn't watch, huh?
No, but I saw a clip of Kanye and his airheaded blow-up dog on the carpet.
Was she naked?
Naked dumbass. That may be the dumbest bitch in America. Let me tell you something. I said I wasn't gonna cuss because I'm trying to do better.
Yeah, she was naked.
If that ain't the dumbest ass bitch I ever seen in my life, I want to fight her. I want to find her somewhere, and I literally want to fist fight her. I will go to jail fighting that dumb bitch. Because bitch, blink or we fight. I just don't understand it. I can't stand it. And I want him to go to jail. And I can't wait till they do a documentary on his dumb ass because I'm auditioning. I'm writing an email every day to get on that documentary, talk about this dumb bitch and how she could have got help from it. I know y'all saw that. Please tell me y'all saw that dumb bitch.
I did not see it. 1,000%. I don't understand.
I didn't.
She was butt naked with a wig cap.
They kicked them out, right?
You know them. No. She was wearing a pair of pantyhose as an outfit that was completely mesh and see-through, butt naked at the Grammys. They kicked them out.
They're literally looking into this to possibly charge her and
How?
him because
indecency.
indecency.
Okay.
A man couldn't walk the red carpet with his balls hanging in the wind.
Correct.
He couldn't do that.
Correct.
So she need to send them both to jail, dumb bitches.
Why would you send Kanye though? She grown.
He orchestrated
because he walked her dumb ass out there.
We were watching this when he.
That's crazy.
He came in a fur coat, and then he had his handler.
Exactly. Pimping the hoe. The pimp go to jail for longer than the hoe.
Unveiled, and it was a moment of just shock. Wow.
The pimp get more time than the hoe. They both need to go to jail.
Wow. I didn't see it. My wife showed me the picture, and I was like, "Is she naked?"
Yes,
no, she butt naked. She ain't just
naked.
Yeah.
So Devin, you mad?
I'm mad. Sexy Red couldn't have got away with it.
You're right.
Wow. Yeah.
You're right
about that.
Ooh,
wow.
You make a good point. Had that been a black woman or a man,
you're right about that.
It would be a GoFundMe right now to help get her out.
It is the truth. And don't even get me started on Will Smith and his dumbass kids. All of them. Oh my God.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Wednesday Pugsley dummies. I'm good. Yes. What you got that Lego castle on top of your head for a food? Just dumb. Like, okay, man.
You get their ass beat. They never had a whipping in their life.
Yeah, Kanye, man, listen, he doing everything to stay relevant. He just need to go back to making music, but I don't know if he can no more. But that was crazy. So yeah, I guess you're right, y'all. That was ridiculous. But that's all we saw about the Grammys, because I ain't watch it. I don't even. It's not even interesting to me no more because they're not.
Well, shout out Kendrick Lamar though.
Okay,
you got to shout out my namesake Kendrick Lamar. He cleaned up. He did his thing.
He did.
Okay, I think did he win every
5
Grammy that he was nominated for?
Yep.
Oh,
5.
Okay. Yeah.
He won 5. He won. Anyway. I think he won 5.
Yeah. 5.
Cool. That's what's up, man. Well, listen. Speaking of the whites, I saw this post on social media, and actually it asked if you were black for a day. It was a group of white people, the white group. They was asking if you were black for a day, what would you do that day? And I saw, some folks they were saying like, oh, I would want to learn how to twerk, and I want to go to this, and I would want to go to a soul food restaurant, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And it was just really interesting. I was like, it's really funny how they think about us and what they want to do that they can't do. And I was like, I'm gonna ask the family then, if you were white for a day, what would you want to go do? Or what would you do for a day if you was white? I thought about one thing. I said I probably want to go to a Klan meeting. And just sit around just to see how these boys really, and I guess it don't really matter, but I don't want to be them, so I guess I don't know. I can't, if I can't keep your money for the rest of my life, I don't want nothing else y'all got. So I don't know. I thought I'd ask y'all to be something interesting to talk about. Kenny, I mean, I guess I shouldn't ask you, but I'll ask. What would you want to do?
Yeah, I can't.
Okay. Yeah. They not like us, I guess.
I really can't think of nothing I would want to do.
Ain't no fun.
I can't think of nothing. Oh no.
Okay, what you think, Devin?
Man, I'm a drive real fast, get pulled over, and talk shit to the cop.
Okay, yeah, and don't get nothing happen to you, yeah.
And see what happened to me. I would talk shit. I would swing 2 or 3 times.
Right.
And see what happened. See if they would take me out to get something to eat or something.
Yeah. Okay. Black. I mean, would you want to do something?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would renegotiate my pay. I always believe firmly, on paper, I am a white man.
He's so smart.
My government name, it has helped me in many ways. Being from New York, going to school, some of the schools I've gone to, and on paper, and again, for those that know, I'm Freddie Lee. That's a good old country white boy name. On paper, I am a white man. It's when I walk through the door. And if I was white for a day, my current role, I would be making easily $20,000 more.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Now you may want to change my answer. Now I'll go refinance my house.
Whoa. Yeah. Get a bank loan.
I'd go apply for a couple more jobs and see how much more I can get.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it took Black for us to figure out how to really answer this question, but I didn't really know. I was like, I don't know.
Walk in a bank and apply for a loan.
Correct. Huh. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, good. See, for them, they wanted to enjoy entertainment or to learn how to do things they couldn't do. Y'all don't got nothing I want.
They ain't got nothing I want in that regard.
That's it. That's it.
Keep your flat ass women and your ugly monkey faces.
Hello, I'm telling you, fantastic.
Being black is too fun. We too fun.
Yes, right. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Y'all sleep with your grandkids and you be anyway. All right, so. Well, okay. Well, that's I guess we won't, as long as I get to keep what I got once I get it. So yeah, I guess that's it.
I know that's right.
I guess that's what it is. Okay. Well, Kenny said he'd be right back. He want to change his
he's getting a delay, and I felt it too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to God Help Us All. Not used for the purpose intended. So I'm going to show y'all a clip of something that it may be a little sticky, but we're gonna try it out. And I got a question. You good, Kenny?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can.
Yes,
Okay,
cool.
Good. Right. So we're gonna do this segment, and we'll hit you next.
All right.
So let's take a look at this lady, and I got a couple questions for y'all. So God help us all.
You are what you have done to destroy me this morning shall destroy you. I speak in tongues against you. You are an evil man, and you. I see Yeva Sandala Siko Shantaya. Cool, and I called. That's God speaking against you.
A whimble way.
You're coming up against me. You're coming up against me.
Kumbaya.
I see. Okay,
I think
I say unto thee, thou shalt not prosper.
All right.
You, and I curse that evil
I love it.
All right, y'all. Again, y'all know I love the Lord out of my heart, but God's people are really a problem. God's folks is really something else. Sister, I don't know in where you grew up at. Did they speak in tongues in your church?
Yeah, I experienced that. I quit going because they started going too far with it. I never really. At one time, I did believe in it, but then at some point in my life, I realized they were full of shit, and so it just didn't mean as much to me no more. But she's using speaking in tongues, and I need y'all to be honest with me. The same way elder Black people use God against us. Like if you ever did something your mama, your auntie, your grandma didn't like, they're like, God, your days will be shortened against on earth.
Oh yeah.
You treat your mama. So it's the same thing. They're trying to use religion to scare you to do something that they want.
Right. And again, here's the thing about this, and then I'll get you guys' response. The problem is that they're using this as some sort of power, like they have power to call something that ain't as though it can be. And it's clear that you don't, whatever she thought she was doing to him, I love the shade that he was throwing to him, because again, you're taking the scriptures and you're using them out of context. That's not what that's supposed to be used for, ma'am, sir. Y'all not, you're looking like you need some type of psychotropic medication, because you're sitting up here sounding like a car that won't start. It's like, what are you getting at, lady? And again, I understand people try to teach folks how to speak in a language that was unknown. I mean, go on, Black. I'm gonna let you have it.
Mine is simple. I just find it amusing. I'm like the sister. I never believed that. Even when I was a kid, I just don't like foolishness like that. true religion for me, if you're going to educate me, talk to me. You don't have to holler, scream, speak in tongues, and you don't have to get swallowed, So even amongst our black preachers too, with the sweating and the carrying on and this, that, and the other, all the effery and foolishness that we see.
Swallowed is religious.
Yeah, well,
TD
Jakes,
Oh,
yes.
Well, I heard he was doing the swallowing.
Exactly.
This is a test. This is only.
You know what? Okay.
Exactly. And it's playing out in front of us, but it's what's turned off so millions of people. Christianity is at an all-time low because of the stain that they put on God. And that's like Brother Brenton, I'm a spiritual person, but I've turned from organized religion because of what man and people have done to it.
Yeah.
And so when I just look at the examples that and the things that's done in the name of God, it's just foolishness. And and he handled it just perfectly. As long as she didn't touch him, because then he should have smacked fire out of him.
Yes, he's gonna bam that butt too. Kenny, again, this thing was supposed to be about edifying the church. That's what a tongue was supposed to be used for. And she's definitely not doing that. Like Black said, she almost got backhanded, but it is what it is. I mean, what you thinking about this? Hey, Miss Tori, good to see you.
Hey, what's up, Miss Tori?
Oh, DC, be careful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, no doubt. I grew up in Church of God in Christ, so speaking in tongues was part of, that religion. And I think this woman right there was using it just for her own personal reasons. It didn't make any sense. I didn't know what she was going in tongues with this dude for. I don't know. But again, he was looking at her like she had lost her doggone mind anyway. So again, people would put these shows on just to put on the show, man. I just take it with a grain of salt.
Bruh. And here it is, in its lowest common denominator, because y'all know me, I get real passionate about this. If you do this, if you're supposed to be speaking in tongues, the Bible says that somebody's supposed to interpret. That didn't happen. So on its face, ma'am, you out of order for doing that. And secondly, what you about to do was get your head busted upside if you keep on bothering that man. So again, listen, y'all, learn your Bible and learn how to use it for the purpose it was intended, because that show wasn't it. And again, go get you some medication, woman, please. By all means, mental health is real, and it's really real in the church, and it's being used to scare people into loving a God that they don't even know themselves. So, all right, that's what I got for God help us all, please, by all means. All right, y'all, he's back, and Brother Kenny, by all means, I think I can kind of guess where you're going, but tell us where you're going, sir.
and we're gonna jump right in this thing and get right to it, because everybody know, if you've been hiding under a rock, the biggest trade possibly in NBA history went down this weekend. Mavericks traded Luka Doncic, 5-time first team All-NBA, 25-year-old, just took the team to the NBA Finals last season. They traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, 31-year-old, 10-time All-Star. Most people give him a nickname. They call him Street Clothes because he's on the bench hurt more than he is playing in the game. So that has been the talk. Nico, the general manager for the Dallas Mavericks, this is Harrison. Mm-hmm. He is the enemy now in DFW, because just to give y'all a little background on this, word is that he and Rob Pelinka, who is the president of basketball operations for the Los Angeles Lakers, they had been talking about making this move for almost a month and a half now.
Mm.
So this thing was being worked on behind the scenes without the knowledge of Luka Doncic nor Anthony Davis, according to reports. So again, that's the big news. NBA is buzzing. Trade deadline is on Thursday. We still got some other moves that's going to probably be happening. But Brenton said he has a lot to say on this. So I'm going to let you go first. What's your thoughts on the Mavericks trading Luka Doncic?
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
And the reason why I don't have a problem with it is because, again, they were about to pay him over $250 million. for only
Mhm.
5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Supermax. Yeah, he's getting ready to get a Supermax.
And
Yeah.
bruh, the way it's being told, so here it is. The way he handled, first of all, my man, he didn't hide behind the keyboard. He went to the press conference, and then he took it like a man, took it to the chin. What that tells me, he don't have nothing to hide, because again, he gonna take the fire and the heat. So I appreciate that. So that tells me it was on the up, and here it is. In my opinion, Nico is a decent dude, because he didn't go somewhere like the Wizards or to Detroit Pistons. He actually took him somewhere that he would probably like to go. So in my opinion, it's like, dude, he is a pretty upstanding guy. He's not trying to hurt you. Like, he put you in almost a better position than you was in Dallas, because you're gonna make way more money now in Los Angeles, even with marketing. So I was like, man, this dude, he didn't try to mess him over. He like did right by him in this moment, because a lot of people, when they do like that, they really try to work you over, like they doing Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? They not giving him what he want, and at least the dude was courteous enough to kind of put him in a good position. So I think he being legit, in my opinion.
Well, Luka Doncic daddy don't think so. Luka Doncic daddy.
Yeah, because he lost 116 million, but you 260 pounds.
Yeah, he says that the Mavericks front office have been they hypocrites. But that's a whole nother story for another day. But again, this is a big move, because again, the Mavericks are just coming off the NBA Finals. Basically, they could probably go back again. But now you trade your 25-year-old star away. Brother Black, what's your thoughts on this?
So after I got through the initial shock of it all, and I've watched this all day, I too have come to think that it could have some future benefits, and so I don't have a problem with it, but for very different reasons than my brother Brenton do. Okay. Where you see Nico as the up and up, I think it was a slick move, and I think he effed them both personally. In my personal opinion, I don't think he had any choice but to face the music. I truly believe that LeBron, AD, and Doncic had no clue. I believe this was a backdoor deal. I believe it screwed in some ways both. Number one, clearly it cost Luka Doncic the max. You know what I'm saying? Where he was about to make 70 million a year, he's making 40 million. Now that's nothing to sneeze at. But having said that, I think he did the owner's bidding. I think this is a direct result of the DEI initiatives that we see happening with the president. This spoke volumes loud and clear of, let's stop letting inmates run the asylum. I think quietly owners like Pat Riley and them are cheering this on, because it sent chill waves through the corridors that if you can trade a 25-year-old face of a franchise, you better get your shit together, you black SOB. And I agree that Anthony Davis, it's not a question of if he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. I don't even think he plays up to his potential knowing this. He's made, for the most part, his money. He does, in his situation, it proves a little bit and gives him a built-in excuse, because now I'm asked to be moved. He go to Dallas where the luxury tax, he could save a little bit more of his money. But having said that, he doesn't want to play center. He's hoping that they bring in another big so he can play his natural position.
Well, they already got big. They already got big. So
but again,
play the
he wants to play just enough to put up every now and then. It takes the spotlight completely off of him and what they was expecting him to carry the mantle in LA with LeBron James, and even with Luka, he's still gonna get his money. I think it screws him, but more importantly, I looked behind the scenes, and maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist. I truly believe this was the owner saying, let's take some of the control back. You have player salaries out of control. I don't even watch the NBA. It's unwatchable because of load management and the way the game has changed. And I think it sends shockwaves through the corridors for people like Kawhi Leonard and some of the others complained, Jimmy Butler included, that, you know what, we are no longer going to give you those max salaries when you're not showing up to work. And for that reason, I honestly don't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, there you have it. Lady D is sitting there all contemplating her thoughts. What are your thoughts on this Dallas Mavericks? Did they F it up by getting rid of their face of their franchise?
I was shocked, and then I heard the streets saying it's because all he want to do is sit around and eat Oreos and drink Mountain Dews and have Taco Bell and shit all day. And he could barely get his big ass up and down that court without being winded. And they don't think that's worth $300 million. Do you blame the people, y'all? If y'all got all these other people on the team that are conditioning and that are working hard and lifting weights and all that to stay in shape to help win the game, and he's sitting in a recliner drinking a Michelob, y'all know these people are not. Come on, y'all. Yeah. So yes, it was bad, but I think it was a reality check and a wake-up call for him, and it sucks, and a lot of people are in their feelings. But I think them people know what they want to do with their money, and they saw something that we didn't see. They wouldn't give him up if they thought they were losing money. There's something they know 100%. In the background about him, where his head got too big, he stopped caring. He thought he was bigger than the team, and he no longer had to work hard. And maybe it was just a reality check for him because he thought fat meat wasn't greasy, and he just ate all the grease.
but Lady D, you hit on everything. Really, this is really nobody's really saying it, but reports were that the Mavericks organization wasn't happy with his commitment to conditioning, his commitment to coming in shape, his always whining and complaining to the referees every game. And they just felt like they didn't want to take that chance and invest a 5-year, $345 million Supermax contract with a 25-year-old that can't even come in and be in shape. So that's the word on the street. And I think that's probably the most accurate. And that's probably the reason why he is no longer a Dallas Maverick. So just to give you the background on who they got, even though they lose Luka, they get Anthony Davis, they get Max Christie, and they get a first-round pick from the Lakers in 2029, which I think they did get fleeced because they should have got some more draft picks. That's where the Mavericks screwed up. Nico Harrison should have got some more draft picks out of this deal, but it's neither here nor there. And another big trade went down last night. The Sacramento Kings traded De'Aaron Fox to the San Antonio Spurs. That was crazy. Now you got the Spurs, you got Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox going to make a nice little 1-2 combination for the Spurs. So there you have it. It was all NBA today, believe it or not. No NFL.
Yeah, that's right.
Again, we'll get back to regularly scheduled programming. I'll give it back to you, Brent.
Thank you. I got two more words. Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
Williams. You know what I'm saying?
He might be getting moved too. That's
Message sent.
Yes.
He may be getting moved too. So
because he big old butt, you know what I'm saying, dude? Like they gave him a lot of money, bro, and that dude have not done
Jimmy Butler. His contract is not up.
Yeah.
Look, there's a right way to do things, wrong way to do things, and I think these owners are getting tired.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, it is what it is. All right. So, listen. Y'all know I told y'all gonna be showing y'all clips of my 2024 greatest moments, and I have another one. Boy. I ain't gonna bother you today, Kenny. I ain't gonna bother you today.
Good. I'm glad I'm off the hot seat.
I'm feeling myself because they don't tell them when they're gonna pull up.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to say this, y'all. If y'all can guess who the two troublemakers are on this show.
Lord.
You know, I don't want to look at nobody, but you know what I'm saying.
That's one of them right over there.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, and I want y'all to know when these two get started. Let's just say you really don't. Y'all heard it earlier, right? Again, you don't want to piss her off, but you don't. And listen, he'll always find his way to anybody's problems, anybody's conversation. So I just want y'all to take a look at some of the things me and Kenny had to go through last year.
Wow,
dealing with Lee and Devin. So I was so here's a little bit of what we had to deal with, and we're gonna try not to deal with it this year. Well, never mind. Let me just stop lying. So here it is, y'all. Y'all take a look at Devin and Lee in one of their moments.
I need some goddamn gas money. My car ain't been clean. It's dirty as hell. But you want me to bend over and pop it for film? I don't think so. But we do it sometimes because we are your wife, and we just want you to shut the hell up.
I don't disagree with nothing she said.
And we've got to pay bills sometimes just not to hear your
And
damn
so
mouth
do we.
talking about
And
that.
so do we.
I
I
have a
pay
problem with
at
none of that.
least-
If anything, I miss the good old days when these nasty bitches wouldn't do everything and you had to go somewhere to get it. But don't get it twisted. Now, wife, girlfriend, whatever. These bitches are suck a wet doorknob, so you ain't got to go nowhere to get something nasty and filthy done because they're doing it anyway. And on top of that, my thing is, it's just as many women out here that act a fool as well if you don't give it to them. Ping, as you said, is just as valuable. I just hate is too many dudes out here that's acting like, again, what they hold between their legs. Look, I could take that musty snatch a leap. You know,
them women ain't been to the same shelf or the same site that I've been to because they got some shit that they sell that'll outdo you in any kind of way, shape, or form in the shortest amount of time.
And see, that's the problem, right there. You know
half
what?
these bitches don't even wash. They smell like one thing, then another. Them drawers will walk across the room.
I'm gonna need you to stay away from that side of town, Black, because the women I know, we smell good and we take care of our coochies. Our coochies stay right. I have certain soaps that are made to keep my pH right. I make love to my husband because I love my husband and because I need him to shut the hell up. There's a combination.
That's why I said half them pussies.
So is that the way you get your husband set up? You give him some coochie? Is that what you do? That to get him to shut the hell up?
Well, sometimes he gets it regularly enough where he don't have to throw a fit, but sometimes he travels for work or whatever, and I'm tired because I work and I don't feel like it. So he may have to wait till a certain day of the week or whatever. But in between that time, I'm gonna have to. All I'm gonna have to hear about is when he will, or when we will, or what's gonna happen until we do it. And then when he do it, I do it. Guess what? I go back to getting every damn thing I want. So
it's become transactional.
That's exactly.
At its core,
transactional.
it's become transactional.
At its core, it is. It really is.
This is a test. This is only a test. This has been a test. Thank you.
Wait a minute, Brendan, I need to respond to Mr. Craig. Craig said it is not transactional because women can say no to sex, but men can't say no to paying the bills. Yes, you can. And we'll sit our ass right there in the dark lighting candles, telling each other bedtime stories and shit. You need them lights just as much as I do. And guess what? The women of today, if you don't pay the light bill, I got it. I don't need you to pay my damn lights. You can go sit outside and light a candle and get some warmth and let it and blow on and warm your stuff. Nobody give a damn today about you not paying the bills because we can pay stuff.
And the other half will lay on a mattress with no curtains up to the wall, with roaches.
Let's stop going to that side of town. I ain't gonna keep telling you this. We're going over the road.
Watch these bitches that church's chicken. Those are the ones give me trouble. I'm talking about the working bitches. Them who had me at the clinic was the ones that halfway look decent. Them that
All right, so we finished the show today, and we've moved on to the final thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us. I enjoyed the show up until about the last segment, but again, listen, y'all.
We apologize.
I really try to control my show as much as I can, but when y'all get started, oh my God. Sherry want to know about this wet doorknob, Black. Sherry, he just come out of nowhere with stuff, honey. He just go get it to you. Boy. And listen, I have heard time and time before, like y'all think how little she is. Like she handles her own on the show.
Oh, no doubt.
She handles her own. And listen, and we'll come for the comments.
Yes, we will.
So y'all better watch it, homies. And
he don't play.
No,
he
don't play. And listen, and
they appreciate me and Black's honesty.
Is that what it is?
I
just want to get through the show sometime, and I know some episodes we just can't do, and some segments we just ain't gonna have because y'all just won't let it go. I'm telling you this. Listen, he will give an analogy out of nowhere about some booty. He
dang so weird.
He can do it. All right. Well, again, that's just one of the moments that we have, and I have a couple more. And I really listen. These have been the most nicer of the ones. So we'll get to Mr. Lee Black next week, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know if he was drinking or not, but He was in rare form, so
Yeah.
we'll see him on next next week. All right, but here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Devin. Whose business are you digging in today, ma'am?
Well, while minding my business,
Mm-hmm.
it came across my desk where Shirley Ralph was on the Sherry Shepherd show, and she was talking about her current marriage of 20 years, and they don't even live in the same state. He's a senator in one state, and she's as y'all know, actress, I believe in LA. And she says they are the happiest they've ever been. They were married, divorced, now they remarried, living in separate states, been together 20 years. And a lot of people of today are wondering, is that kind of the way to go? Because let's be honest, y'all, the divorce rate is 50 to 60%. And they seem to be making it by seeing each other on weekends and every other weekend and once a month. And I want to ask the resident single men, especially Black. Black is who I had in mind first and foremost with this. But I'm going to start with Ken. Do you think that will work with having a spouse that lived in a different state if you had the funds to be able to travel back and forth?
I think it would work, but for me, no. I'm not built like that. I would, if I'm gonna be married to you, we gonna at least we can live in the same state and live maybe an hour apart just because of maybe our jobs. I get that. Sometimes you have to do that. But no, for me if I'm gonna be married again, I'm not trying to have my wife living out of state. We living in two different states. That defeats the purpose, in my opinion. But again, that works for some people. Some people don't want their husband or their wife up under them all the damn time. Although we gonna hear it in a minute. I already know where this going anyway. So, but no, not for me. If it works though, you know, if it works, it works. But not for me. I wouldn't want to do that personally.
Carol, I'm gonna ask him last just because you said that, because I didn't even think about what might come out of Black's mouth. Brenton, is it the same if you have a spouse who's in the military or a man who works in the oil field that's gone for a weeks at a time or home on the weekends? Is it not about the same?
No, that's different. That's different. Only because you have no options. These are optional, right? These things are you're making this choice. And I will say, y'all stop looking at what other people do in their relationship. If that works for them, I can see, because they're older and they're both busy anyway. And again, it's a lot of business there. So you just never know, right? I mean, so again, I don't know why they're not around each other. Yeah, if he's a senator, normally people who work in that type of business, they normally stay in community apartments. Like,
and that's what happened. He's a senator in a certain state that he has to remain in,
right?
And she's an actress.
Yeah. So again, so that's a circumstance, right? But again, we kind of maybe but if he's no longer a senator, is he going back to the house with her? So I don't know. But again, that's a particular situation. And I can't wait till we get to this conversation again. But so again, y'all stay out of folks' business and stop trying to recreate something that you ain't got no business doing. Because if you broke and you got a man that can't keep in his pants, then you better not be living.
and Black, I'm glad he said that, because one of the things I was going to say is, in order to do this, you have to be at a maturity level where you're not still chasing ping, chasing cat. Right. You have to be in a position where you enjoy your space, but you want that long-term partner, somebody to look out for you when you need it, somebody you join assets and who would be the decision maker, and also is your really, really good friend that you enjoy spending time with. Would you be open to that? And could that mean longevity for a relationship?
It don't surprise all of you. It could absolutely mean longevity. The operative word here for me is married. Mm-hmm. I'm completely open to the situationship until you commit to marriage. I've never remarried because of the respect and sanctity I have for marriage. So all the stuff I do out here, it's out of bounds, because I haven't stood before God and man and said, this is my wife. The moment I do that, that wouldn't work for me. But yes, this is something that for two mature people who've hit a certain plateau and peace of mind in their life, that this may work. I'm looking for that. That's literally the type of situation that would be best for me at this stage. I've even come to the conclusion that I'm not qualified and capable of being somebody's everything on a daily basis. Can't afford these bitches out here. I don't want nobody up underneath me that long. I prefer to sleep alone generally. And I got too many health shit that going on that I need to be by myself. And I'm set in my own ways. But if we commit to marriage, that is different. And Brother Brenton, you brought up about, options and choices. I wouldn't even want to be with somebody if after marriage, then they make the decision that they're going to join the military. If we're married, there needs to be some sense of regularity. But as long as we're not married, I'm completely open to that. I think it does lead to, for a certain age group, longevity, because I think people get to, I'm going to speak for me. I'm at a point right now where, that for me, I like my space and my time. She's absolutely right.
We know.
In that sense. And I've never hid that fact that I need to sleep alone. I have a method that works for me, and having somebody come in where I know that they're going to leave. You come in for a weekend, if I'm seeing you kind of semi-regular, I can be the most charming person in the world. But if I had to keep that up on a daily basis and deal with somebody, no, I'm a very different person, at this stage of my life. So marriage is the key for me, that it wouldn't work. But situationally, I love it.
Okay. Believe it or not, I couldn't do it permanently, long-term, all the time. But the fact that my husband travels for work now and I get a break for about a week every few months, I feel like it helps. To be honest with you, because I really think you need that time alone, because I think a lot of people fight and argue because you get on each other's nerves. You know what I'm saying? And you feel like you can't have no space, and you start arguing about little stupid stuff. Find a couple that's married and they'll tell you the last argument they had was dumb and they probably can't even remember what it was about. But if you spend some time apart, I besides just working and being stressed out, I really think it could help your marriage, and it also helps you miss each other, and you'll probably talk more, and you'll feel like you're dating your spouse, in my opinion. So I feel like what works for each couple is what works for each couple, and it's that individual's couple choice. But for a lot of people who are single and they just think it won't work, just think about it and be open-minded, and think of the fact that you may be literally able to date your spouse long term. And when you get to a time where you're older and you're more dependent on each other, then you figure something else out. But while you're young and you ain't out getting STDs and you ain't got my shit oozing, itching, scratching, then if you ain't acting like that, then we're good and we may be able to talk about it. But as soon as you throw off my pH balance and green shit oozing out, you might have to die. But if you mature and grown and could act right, I don't know, it may be able to work. I'll mind my own business.
Well, thank you, man. You got that switch, honey. You could turn that thing on and off. I mean, my goodness, crazy. I mean, now listen, me and my wife would have been married 20 years this year in August, and I know for a fact she would not be playing that. So I just right. I was at 20 years. So all right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't normally do this, but I got a lot of feedback from more than one person. And so I was going to try to wait till we did our normal show and just bring it back up. But no, man, this hit home for a lot of people. And so I wanted to bring this back up. Blended families. I think we did a great job of just, articulating some truth and just opening up the doors. And like I said, it was a lot of meat on that bone, and somebody wanted us to come back for seconds. So I'm gonna come back for seconds. So again, I want to bring this part up when we talk about blended families. I want to talk about the outside influence. And the thing about the outside influence, it's already a lot when you got in-laws on your first relationship, but then when you got other people, and then you got baby mamas and baby daddies, you really have. And again, we talked about doing your homework, and I'm not saying just do your homework with the folks that's finna be with you. I'm talking about do your homework with the relationships outside of the family, because again, you're going to be at the mercy of those kids of the parent. And so I wanted to ask you guys in this moment, what are some things that we should be looking for when it comes to the other parent? Are we wanting to set boundaries, or are we wanting to trust that the people are going to be respectful? Because I'll tell you right now, they're not. If they're not, we talked about having bad character. If a baby mama or baby daddy have bad character, or they feel some type of way, they're going to manipulate those kids. What you think, Black?
I love the question because it comes down to the individuals. I've seen it on both sides of it. I've seen a blended family situation where the parties were mature, believe it or not. And there was shared parenting and a respect there, particularly between the men, where they were able to be on the same page and have that understanding. I am not your child's biological father, but I have their best interests at heart. So I think when those align, it's definitely possible. The problem is, I think that's too far in between. You know what I'm saying? That would happen because far too often you go into a relationship and those boundaries are already set before you ever got there. I don't want anybody disciplining my child. You know, if something happened to him, you tell me this, that, and the other. And in many cases, the woman actually agrees for that. See, that wouldn't work for me personally because I have an old school sense of values where I'm going to govern my house. That includes all aspects of it, dishing out discipline and this, that, and the other. If you don't trust and believe in me enough that I could do that adequately with your child's best interests at heart, we couldn't be together. So that's where, for me, that these are conversations that I would have to have on the front end. But I think it's just difficult in today's stages where sometimes you're dealing with multiple parents, if they have multiple kids and whatnot. We talked about last time about how the kids themselves are the issue. But yeah, in this case, when you're talking about the outside influences, I don't think, I know I couldn't deal with that. I couldn't.
Yeah. Sister, I mean, are we setting boundaries just to be precautious, or are we just going to try to just roll the dice and see what happens?
I think boundaries are important, but depending on who you were with, they may not respect your boundaries. When I initially got divorced, I can't believe I got any man to date me, but they kept doing it like dumbasses because my ex was batshit crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he was causing all kind of problems in my life. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, more than one ex, if I'm just going to be honest and tell my business, like people that I would date in between. So I feel like in order for it to work, you have to make sure those boundaries are established before you start seriously dating. You need to make sure there's clear lines, and you need to not make a threat, but be serious about your threat. You know what I'm saying to these people? Like, I will put a restraining order on you. I'll do this. I'll do that. And then it does become of using the kids or whatever. But that's also why I wasn't willing to enter into a serious relationship again, unless the kids were almost adults. Because I feel like it's much easier to set boundaries with kids when they get older than when they're smaller, because they don't go away. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, and there's just you just don't know what you're getting.
Cool. So, Kenny, I'm going to ask you like this. So, since we're going to set boundaries for the outside influence, guess what the outside influence may ask? Now, you set boundaries for that spouse of yours. Is that going to be fair?
I don't think so. I don't think you should have a say so on that person setting boundaries with their spouse. That's not your business. I think the only business that matters is between your children, and that's the business that you guys talk about. But I think there's something also we missing from this too. Sometimes these blended families can really be a little dicey because one of those people still have romantic feelings for the other. And they make it their damn business to make that transition really, really difficult. And they thrive on disrespecting your new partner. And in turn, they do this in front of the children. So now in turn, the children disrespect your new partner.
Yes,
so
sir.
That's a whole nother can of worms in this whole blended family thing. But I do think you do have to set boundaries, and hopefully you know, unfortunately, sometimes you think the person you procreated with is mature enough to handle adult conversations, but then later on down the line, you be like, God damn, what the hell did I lay down with this fool for? And I'm talking about the women too, because there's some fools for women out there too that we men are laid down with.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you definitely have to set boundaries. You know, the issue is, will that person is mature enough to and respect your boundaries? That's the question.
Yeah. Again, it's a buttload of selflessness got to go on. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up something that it may get chaotic when I talk about this, but I gotta give it from my perspective. That was a question I asked my wife before we got married, and I think it's important, and it's why I have a position of I don't think blended families work. More so because I asked this question. So I'm gonna ask y'all, and there's no right or wrong answer because I had to come up with this question when I was in school. I had to write a paper about I can't recall, it's been so many years ago, but this was the question I asked, and I had to do a study about it. And so I asked about 30 people, if you had two people hanging from a cliff, one was your one was your spouse, and the other was your child. Because at first I had it your spouse and your mama, and I kind of got some really easy answers. No, that ain't tough enough. So I said, if two people are hanging from a cliff, one was your spouse, and the other one your child, and you got to let one go, which one would you let go? And see, that question is hard for a family that's original,
right?
But it has a lot of principle in it because there's an importance there. But again, that's very difficult when you're dealing with blended families to ask that question. You know what I'm saying? And so again, it wasn't no right or wrong answer. Of course, she answered the way I need her to answer. That's why we married. But again, so again, you know, it's that's where we are. You know what I'm saying? And so
I love that question.
Yeah, no, man, I had to have it because it was important for me. Because again, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna cut you off. Keep finish, my brother.
No, I'm just saying it was important for me because again, one thing that in my last question I'm gonna bring up is what's more important, the ideology of the family. It is important, you know. There's religion and I got something else, but it was important because why? We all have to be on the same page, and that's a lot of pages y'all turning when y'all doing that, man. It's a lot for me. Go ahead, what you got, Black?
I just wanted to just simply thank you for the question. I love it in the context of this subject because we can pretend we're the greatest people and have the most altruistic spirits and we have all this love to give, but there is no love like you're going to have for your own biological children. You know what I mean? Whether they're murderers, rapists, this, that, or the other. And so even if in that blended family situation, it could be the greatest, most well-behaved child, but that's my biological. And so in that scenario, as you said, that's an impossible decision to make if you're of me. And then to be able to say if no matter how great a child you are, but you know what I'm saying? In that instant, it changes, you know. Yeah. We don't want to say that part out loud, but you know what I'm saying? But it might be almost impossible if it's my wife and my biological child, but if it's my wife and not my biological child, bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it's just a lot there. So lastly, I'll ask you guys this question. Well, I didn't want to ask y'all that question. I just wanted to bring it up. What do you all think would be then the most difficult part to have to blend? And I use that word in the context that we're talking about because we're talking about blended family. What would you think would be more difficult to blend? The religion? Which religion are we choosing? The discipline about how we discipline all the children, or here it is, the quality time that your relationship would need between
I love
you
that question.
and the spouse?
That's a good one too.
Because again, here it is what I've learned. Again, I had my kids on the jump, and what me and my wife found out in our marriage, again, 20 years this year, is that we needed time to spend together without our kids.
Mhm.
We didn't know how important it was because the learning would have taken place then. But when you got the kids, you busy.
I got my answer though.
Okay, I'll let you go first, Doc. Come on.
It's not an easy question, but for me, it is the quality time. Although religion is difficult, as a Jehovah's Witness, it was indoctrinated in us that, you know, to marry only Jehovah's Witnesses. You know, what light, what fellowship does light have with darkness? And of course, that's always going to be easier if you share the same faith.
Right.
I'm here to tell you, I married a Jehovah's Witness. I don't regret it. I have a tremendous amount of respect for my ex-wife, this, that, and the other. I personally would want to do it again for my other reasons and everything. I need a worldly woman that want to suck some dick and all that other kind of stuff. Can't be too holy. That's a whole nother thing. You can't be telling me it's bestiality if you want to suck a little dick. Okay, but anyway. So
thank you, TD.
So I get past the religion part because again, those boundaries are going to be set. There's certain things I'm not going to do. I'm not going to celebrate this, that, and the other. Bye-bye if you want to go. Now, the discipline part of it, if you're with me, you already know I believe in whooping ass, so you're not going to be with me. It is the quality time because that can, the way the Bible tells you love can cover a multitude of sins, the time we spent together can cover some of those things and be a barrier that as long as I feel like I've got the quality time with you, that it's worth it. But I don't see the point, you know, if I'm not saying I am saying I do need to come first, God damn it. You know, at this stage in my life, I need to come first, you know? And so that's where for me, it would be very difficult. Now, I'm not asking you to see your child sick and don't take them some Tylenol, some shit like that. But at the same time, look, you married me. I needs my needs.
Wow. All right, sister, I'm gonna let you get in between.
Why are you looking at me like that, Devin?
He's legendary, y'all. He got it on. I ain't gonna tell you who gave him that shirt.
There were several reasons that one of my last relationships ended was related to the quality time and the discipline. Meaning she was so manipulative that our date nights, because we had made a promise that we would do a date night at least once a week, included he and I and his daughter. And I'm saying movies, dinner, wherever we went, it was her and us. And she was 17, y'all.
Ooh.
While my kids were at the house waiting on us to come home from date night, where they would share. I'd be at the movies feeling like I'm by myself. They'd be sharing popcorn and I'm just over here doing my own thing. It was the weirdest shit I ever went through. And discipline was a big deal because the rules for her were different than for my own children. Like my kids couldn't eat on the furniture, but he was like, she can because she did it at me and her mom's house. So obviously that wasn't going to work, right?
Right.
So if you don't have those boundaries set up in your relationship prior, listen to me, don't do it.
Yeah.
It will not work.
Yeah. And if you're already in it, man, well, I ain't gonna tell you how I feel because that's between y'all. If we're gonna stay out of Shirley Ralph business, we're gonna stay out of y'all business. I bet that.
Right.
All right, come on, kid. Yes, sir. Go ahead, kid.
I would have to agree with Brother Black. For me, it would be probably quality of time because I think that's why me personally, if I did do a blended family thing, I really wouldn't want her to have young children. She would have to have children at least 15 and up because that way those younger children, they need more parenting hand on, you know what I'm saying? So because I want quality of time, because I think that's one of the things me and my ex, peace be upon her, I think that's what kind of brought us apart because we had children and I think we lost focus on us. We were so busy focusing on our 3 babies that we lost us. And then, you know, so I think there was no time for me and I did feel left out. I feel left out at the time. You know, so for me, definitely quality of time. As far as discipline, I wouldn't have no issue with that. I ain't trying to beat your badass kids anyway, so I'll let you handle that. They do anything in front of me? Hey, I'm gonna go tell your mama. I ain't leaving it I ain't got time to deal with your daddy. Me and him he ain't got to worry. I ain't trying to put no hands on you. Then as far as religion, that you can work through that one for me, but definitely quality of time.
Okay. Well, I heard Kenny talk about young kids, and I'm gonna just speak in full circle for this, because I'm gonna just tell y'all to be careful, even listening to Kenny. And I saying I don't disagree with him. I'm just telling you, I want to just introduce you to even a different situation. And this is true, because I know a family that was in a blended family, and they had both young and old, and the mama had an older daughter. And the husband was really good to those kids. But the older daughter went to school and said that he touched her.
Oh man. Yeah.
I've seen that.
I've heard that.
So again, I know what Kenny's saying, and I just want y'all to just be clear.
I get you.
There's always something. And again, whether you say the little kids are not that vindictive, you got to be careful how these older kids are, man. That's and again, true. You don't even know. So and again, luckily, the man had cameras. When she said down, and man, that the camera saved him. Yeah. But man, how you stay? I don't know how you stay.
No, you can't stay.
I don't know how you stay.
No, you can't stay.
It's a wrap.
I just saying that's again. That's why I asked last week if it's 50-50, what you gonna tell?
That's when y'all date long distance. That's when you move to 2 different states and you stay married.
Which you bring up another element of it. Yeah, the kids are living at home much longer. This subject could go a whole nother direction. Kids are living at home much longer than before. And then if you're not their biological, and the way these young girls and boys are walking around half dressed, I wouldn't want to be in that environment.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to be in that environment.
Yeah. We got about another. I know we got a 12-piece box of chicken here, and we only ate 3 pieces, but it's so much to talk about in this moment. And again, we just had the conversation. Again, it touched home with a lot of people, and so again, if we need to keep going, we will, because this is our family show, and we're doing this for y'all and doing it for us, and so we're just doing our thing. So again, if we need to keep talking about it, we will. And if y'all want to talk about something specific, again, we just here to have a conversation, because we need to have it now. And so that's where we at. But good stuff, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Devin, thank you for sharing. Kenny Black, thank y'all for giving the family what they need. Because man, they
no doubt.
I don't care what nobody say. Can't nobody do it better than us. They out here trying to. Them clowns out here trying. Anyway, but whatever. All right, y'all. Listen, he's legendary, and for many reasons, but one is for definitely his episode. What you say, Carol? The little ones can be the same way. A lot of times the kids feel jealous of the other party.
Yeah, we talked about that.
We
talked about that last week.
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you,
I appreciate it. All right, well, legendary Lee Black himself is going to come to us with a dream deferred. Have it, my brother.
Thank you so much. So I'm gonna get out here real quickly, but in honor of Black History Month, I wanted to end on some positivity. We know all what's going on, and I've encouraged the people, from this platform and for people around in my social circle and in my personal life, let it all play out, folks. Sit this one out. We'll survive. But in honor of Black History Month, I want to highlight 2 of our favorites, one well-known and one not so well-known. When you hear the phrase "the dream deferred," it refers to Langston Hughes' poem called Hollow. And if you haven't, visit this poem. It's very beautiful, and there's so much that you can get from it. And it encourages people to pursue their dreams and to not live out their life in meaningless pursuits of things that really don't matter. And there's a particular line in there that it says that if you don't live out this dream and accomplish all you have, it'll dry up like a raisin in the sun or fester like a sore and then run, and it will stink like rotten meat. And so I want to encourage my people, in the face of all the things that's going on, to think about Marcus Garvey. When we always think about the famous people in Black history, we all know the big names that stand out. Malcolm and Martin always at the top of the heap. Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman. Not many people really truly appreciate Marcus Garvey. Right. Marcus Garvey was from Jamaica, and he actually migrated to America, and he brought with him a social movement that was unlike anything that had happened in modern history. And without getting too bogged down in the facts, he brought this movement that it was a result of policies in the political arena that had happened at that time. And so how does this apply, folks? We just had a president that just left. Do y'all know that he pardoned Marcus Garvey posthumously? Because a lot of people may not realize that Marcus Garvey was forced to leave America. Right. He was convicted for taking $25 and sentenced for 5 years in prison. Now, as a result, he was basically exiled out of the country, couldn't come back. And the reason that happened is because at that time, the white establishment did not like the fact that he was preaching economic independence of Black people to form their own organizations. And we hear that term today, buy Black. Where do you think it come from? He started an organization, Pan-African organization back then that was building towards Black people doing their own thing right here in America. And he became too dangerous to the establishment. And we see this happen. We see this record happens over and over and over. Anytime a powerful Black figure becomes so popular that he's garnering control in the minds of Black people, what happens? They're assassinated, killed, exiled. And I just want to call attention to that because it's no accident, folks, that our people are the ones that are jailed for things that the others don't get held accountable for. Our people are denigrated and listed as demagogues for the very same thing the others are uplifted for. So I don't want to make this about the others. If you haven't, take a little time to look up the policies and the teachings of Marcus Garvey and how he aligned himself with Frederick Douglass and the things that he was preaching at the time and how valuable those things can be for us today. Folks, what's happening at the top, we can't do anything about that. We're stuck with this for the next 4 years or unless he die out before then. But even then, the policies that are put in place are going to hurt for generations to come. So we've got to find a different way to do things differently. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing the same way, expecting different results. And so I've been preaching from my little silo over here all the time. Make small changes, even if it starts with just you and your family, and how to improve your economic growth and to spend wisely, whether it comes to decisions you make at the grocery store, house, or whatever. We talked about at the beginning of this show, what would it be like if we could be white for a day? Folks, that's wishful thinking. The reality is we're going to be Black today, tomorrow, and every day we wake up. Let's learn to get back to a place where we say Black is beautiful. We don't even say that anymore. Right. Let's embrace it, who we are, with every part of it. The young lady, Doce, even though I don't know her music, she gave a speech last night on the Grammys that highlighted that very thing, that celebrates your Blackness in all its form. So when those who tell you too loud, you too this and you too that, will be all of that. But if we be all of that to each other, we will be standing when the dust clears. Dream deferred.
Look at him, my man, boy. Yes, sir. And that ain't clear vodka either. That's water. Yes, sir. Good job, man. Appreciate that for sure. Woo! I tell you what, man, it's been a great show. And I say, man, that being white for a day, that was a good segment for me because I never really thought. You're right. I don't want nothing y'all doing. I just want y'all to give us the same thing y'all got, and then we'll just show y'all that. Listen, I promise y'all, if the economy and the rights and wealth were distributed equally, y'all wouldn't hear a peep out of us.
Wouldn't hear one word.
Man, you call me whatever you want to call me because cool. You wouldn't hear one peep out of us. I'll tell you, if y'all made things right. Again, I'm just telling you, you wouldn't hear people out. Y'all could. Matter of fact, I forgot about Black History Month because y'all trying to take that away. But y'all can keep it then. Make things right. Y'all can have it. All right. Yeah. Great job, y'all, for sure. 1,000%. It's final thoughts time. Always enjoy it. Madam, what you got left? You gave us a lot today.
I did. First thing I want to say is don't be butt naked with a dumbass anywhere, letting him making you look like a fool with no common sense and just a nasty ass, dirty ass stripper. I bet the bottom of her feet are black. I bet her breath stink. I mean, I bet her ass is nasty. She's don't ever make nobody make you look like that and walk out in public carrying yourself like that, looking nasty as hell. Second, on a positive note, design your relationship the way that it's best for you. Traditional marriage has been out the window for a long time now. Sit down with your partner, decide what qualities and what likes and desires the both of you have, and design a relationship that's best for you. That could also possibly lead to longevity. Stop doing things the way you see your neighbor do it or the way the pastor said do it. Do things that make you happy, because listen to me, y'all, life is too short. The older I get, unfortunately, the more we see it. Live your life best you can to the fullest. And don't be no nasty bitch. All right.
Thank you, ma'am. Always. Y'all can count on her, honey. All right, sir. You switched it up on us? Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I started letting you go first, but you just
because you put me either if I'm following either black, it's always gonna be some craziness. Then if I'm following Lady D, don't tell her what the hell she gonna say.
Yeah, I know that lady was nasty. Quit playing.
You're right.
But she was nasty though. Yeah. Anyway, Lady D kind of stole my thunder on the relationship thing, because I think that's one of the biggest conversation starters. If you're on social media a lot, the two things that's going to get people's attention. The biggest thing is definitely going to be relationships, because everybody is searching for the perfect relationship. Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, guys, there is no perfect relationship.
It's not. Just
find something that's perfect for you.
Yep.
And just like Lady D said with Shirley Raff, personally speaking, if I'm a married woman, I'm not trying to live 5 states away from her. That's just me. But I'm not knocking anybody that can do that and it works. And obviously it works for them. They're successful with it. They're happy. Cool. So like Lady D says, find whatever works with you and your mate or spouse or situationship, and roll with it. And don't worry about what you see on social media. Don't get caught up in all, the pictures and the trips and all that, because a lot of them, goddamn it, if they was on a cruise, they probably want to push their spouse in the water anyway. So don't get caught up in all that. Just find somebody that, tradition can be good too. I know, the traditional stuff is out, but some things that we did traditional, it still could work today. But you just have to find that right person that you can make it work with. That's my final thought.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I know he left a little bit left.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I want to give roses to the family. We only 15 days into Trump's presidency. He took office on the 20th, and I'm choosing to focus on the positive. I refuse to let anything steal my joy. So I want to give shout out to the family right here, and each and every last one of you. For some of you who may have missed last week, Lady D down there at the bottom, she's off to big and better things.
Yep.
New position, doing it, stepping forward, stepping out there, and even taking on challenges of adding a degree. Bravo, magnificent. You're never too old to better yourself and add some more education. My brother up top, my brother from another, Big Pop himself, to be able to still be standing after the economic penalties that was inflicted on him from the pandemic, and to come through it and to be this shining example. That's my brother, folks. That's and right. He's rebuilt himself over. And the man he is, I have a tremendous amount of respect for him, and he's got great things happening on the horizon. So I have no doubt in my mind, he didn't just survive, he's thriving.
Yes, sir.
And my brother in the middle, positive, although I'm singling out here and I deal with nasty, no good bitches, I have a shining example of a brother in the middle that shows me every day of what it's like to stick in there and be a positive husband and father. And just peeking in on your pages, how you're leading from the spiritual and you see it flourishing with the things your children are doing and celebrating almost 20 years of marriage, I envy you, my brother. And I'm glad that that's a shining example for us to see. Right. And so I wanted to give you guys your flowers because we don't honor each other enough in that way. And while we celebrating effery and foolishness on none of stuff, this is the real life.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man. Great job. Thank you, sir. We choose to stay focused. We're going to focus on us, you know what I'm saying, and let all that other stuff. I'm going to have my wife watch this because I think she's mad at me, so I'm just remind her. I'm just this. All right, y'all. Listen, I always have a question, and it's been a thing for me, and I'm going to do it for the rest of this year. First, I'll just say thank y'all to everybody who watched and commented. Appreciate y'all, Miss Toria. I know you're on the road, so hope we kept you awake. You know what I'm saying? And y'all be safe coming back.
Appreciate you, CC.
Carol, Aaron, Brittany. Thank y'all so much. She said all of you go, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, CC.
And Carol, actually, Lee is legendary. He's legendary. He's not great. He's legendary. So, all right, listen, y'all. What do you do when the weight of the world is too much on your shoulders? How do you guys balance the weight of the world? Like, I know we're all strong. I know y'all strong. Y'all strong and y'all can handle it. But what do you do when you feel like the weight is too much?
Drink.
That's my sister.
I mean, Jinx.
Pour myself a drink.
Hey, that's a four. Hey, that's three. That's three all
in a row.
Yeah, that's all three of us.
All right,
we popping bottles somewhere.
Well, I tell you what, it's gonna go real good with what I got then. Well, listen, I want to tell y'all something. It's dangerous when you're not sure how much weight you should carry, and here's why.
Oh.
He tried to recover. He really did.
Night.
I don't even know what just happened. I mean, I know what happened, but I don't know why it happened.
It went to adrenaline went to his head.
It's too much. He lost. He went unconscious. He came.
So he had a seizure.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
man,
I don't know. I'm just telling you. I don't care how strong you are and how much weight you can carry. You better know when to put that thing down and get that thing off your shoulders.
Wow.
Hello.
Unless you're gonna pass out. You're gonna hit that head on that floor. And I guarantee you, listen, it ain't never lost a fight. That flow ain't never lost.
That's right.
It wins 100% of the time. It don't never lose. It can take a lick and keep on ticking, but it's gonna knock you out. Good. And I'm just telling you. So y'all be careful how much weight y'all carrying around here now, because again, you put that thing down too late, you're gonna find yourself on that flow.
Jeez.
So, but great thing, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all. Listen, y'all, that is Kenny, that's Lee, and that's Devin. And we're gonna see y'all on Monday. We out of here. Peace.